Welcome back to Empowered with Elizabeth Namovsky, where we're speaking to Taz Rajan. And Taz, we're talking about your journey. I want to ask you, did your money relationship and money journey change when you got married?
Yes, in a lot of ways, in many ways. So it's really interesting because, there was this turning point where I started to, and I still use it to this point, I started to use an Excel spreadsheet to budget. And I had it down to the penny and, I was in charge of my money. And I felt really comfortable with how I was managing money. And then I married someone who also was in the finance industry. And so we really started to butt heads now, moving in together, sharing the mortgage together. We went old school and opened up a joint bank account, but I was like, well, I'm in control. I look after the finances. And he's like, well, I'd like to look after the finances. And I really fought that for a very, very long time. And then I did a complete 180. And, I'm not sure what caused me to do this, but I just completely went, all right, you're in charge of the finances. And then, when one person kind of leads with finances, it doesn't mean the other just buries their head. You want to still be able to have conversations. You want to have, okay, this is where we're at the month and, that sort of thing. But I just handed it over and, stuck my head in the sand. And, thinking back now, I think we do this in other parts of our lives too. We abdicate responsibility so that if and when things go wrong, we're not to blame. And I think that's where it was, because not only did I abdicate responsibility, I really became the spender in the household, like literally just was, because now I'm not tracking every little thing. So I wasn't really sure what was going on. I'm like, well, he's in charge. He'll tell me if there's a problem. And, he wouldn't necessarily. But when we did have those conversations, then it felt like daddy trying to tell me what to do.
Oh, yeah. That nothing good can come out of that.
That's not a healthy marital relationship. So absolutely, it impacted my relationship with my spouse.
So when you went through your divorce, you say that there were some financial surprises for you. What were those?
Absolutely.
And let us know.
Absolutely. So, going through the divorce, first of all, there was just so many financial surprises. And I was thinking to myself, okay, I've been in the financial industry for, but at that time I'd probably been in, 10, 12 years. And here I am not 100% sure. What do we do with the assets? What do we do with the liabilities? How do we tackle the mortgage? How do we, I was really struggling to figure out all these things. And also he took care of our taxes. So, I was self-employed, 100% commission. He took care of the taxes. And so as we proceeded through the divorce, and it was a very amicable divorce, I didn't take over my own taxes. I didn't take over quarterly filing or payroll deduct, really any of that, because I had no idea what he was doing. I didn't know how to do it. And I was grieving and dealing with all of this. And honestly, I stuck my head in the sand and just chose not to deal with my taxes.
And you know what, though? It's important when you're going through so much and you're going through a lot of grieving and you're going through so much change. That's the time when you have to ask for help, not the time that you ostrich it, right?
And this is why, I'm so glad we're talking about this, because I'm hoping that there's other people here going, okay, Taz was in the finance industry and she did it. Okay. So I'm not that unique. I'm not that, but hopefully we can save you from doing it much longer. I hope, exactly like you said, that is the time that you reach out, but also knowing, who do you reach out to? I had a friend who was a CDFA, and thank God she saved me from making a lot of mistakes.
Wait, what's a CDFA? Step back for a second.
A certified divorce financial analyst.
Okay.
So we were having a very amicable divorce all the way through until there was this one sticking point, and it was over $10,000. And thank goodness I spoke to her and I was like, that's it. It's not about the $10,000. It's the principle of the matter. And now I'm going to, fight him for everything. And she's like, you really want to spend $50,000 or $60,000 or $100,000 on legal fees for $10,000? Like 10 years from now, is this going to matter? And thank God, I didn't pursue that. So I did reach out for some help, but I was so embarrassed. I was so ashamed that here I was in the banking industry, in the mortgage industry, and didn't know what to do with my taxes.
So it's important to talk about this, and it's important to get help, because a lot of people stay away from help and think, I can't afford good help, or I don't know where to go. But you've just proven that, ask the right questions and you'll get the proper help. We will be right back with more on Taz and her incredible journey.